Being stuck in a rank and you can't get out is one of the worst experiences in all of Overwatch. Now, unfortunately, there's a special place that it feels like no matter what you do, you can never leave, and that's Elo Hell. Whether there's Smurfs running rampant, zero teamwork, or massive ego, I have got to get you out of Elo Hell right now, or you're gonna lose your mind. So let's break down exactly how to get out of bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Now, according to this, 99% of you are not subscribed, and if you like the content and want to support the channel, please smash the like, subscribe. I'm going to be pumping out tons more educational content, so don't miss out and smash it right now. Now, I know what you're saying. There's no way you can get me out of Elo Hell because I have teammates that don't do anything. Players don't have any mechanical skill, there's random characters, Smurfs that are ruining my games, and players with massive egos. But a little backstory on me, I started in silver on console, grinded to gold, swapped to PC, back to silver, grinded thousands of hours to get to plat, then thousands more to get to diamond, and using a lot of the tips that got me there allowed me to snowball all the way to grandmaster and improve at a very rapid pace. So let's run down what you need to do. The first thing that you need to understand is that if you become good enough, you can climb no matter what factors you run into. And I know we just talked about all that stuff that can hold you back from climbing, but if you become good enough, you can climb even in spite of those things. And you might be saying, Mills, my games are just not winnable. But I want to remind you of the 20-20-40 rule. So what is this rule? Well, 20% of the games you play are going to be unwinnable. Whether you have a lever, someone throwing, or there's a Smurf on the enemy team, no matter what you do, those games are not going to be won. But there's another 20% that are basically won for you. As long as you don't absolutely int off a cliff, you will win this game because your team synergy is better, you have a Smurf on your team, the enemy team's throwing, or your team is just built different. Regardless of the reason, it's important to understand that there's a certain percentage of games that you will auto win and you will auto lose. And I know it feels really frustrating that some games are out of your control, but it's important that you focus on that final 40%, which are games that are directly controlled by your impact. These are going to be games where if you have less mistakes and more plays, you're going to win them, but if those things aren't true, you're going to lose them. And it's really important that you focus on these games that are within your control because the other ones don't matter. They're not overall going to be what pushes you out of Elo Hell. This 40% is. Now realize in this rule, if you win those 40% and then you take that 20% that you're guaranteed to win, that's a 60% win rate that gives you some wiggle room to still lose a certain amount of the games that are in your control range. And you'll still have a positive win rate. All you need is above 50 to make that climb slow and steady out of Elo Hell. So you might be asking, what are the things that you can do to make sure that you're maximizing that 40%? Well, we can talk about all the things that aren't in Elo Hell, and then you will know exactly what you need to do and exploit in order to climb out of it. The first thing is teamwork. Now, there's not gonna be a lot of teamwork in low Elo, but you already knew that, and that's one of the reasons why you're frustrated. Now, the easiest and most simple way to actually abuse this is just to duo. Bring your own synergy with you and you will get more impact. Combo ultimates consistently, not just once, not just twice, as many times as you possibly can and get that guaranteed value, those free fight wins, and win over and over again. Now, I know, you might not have any friends, neither do I, so we don't have the duo queue option. So what else can we do? Well, the second thing you could do is use your teammates without their consent. Wait a second. You can use your teammates to pull off plays and get more impact without them actually trying to coordinate with you. This means that if a teammate is fighting an enemy, you jump in and you interact with them. This means that if one of your teammates is getting dove, you peel and go assist in order to get a free kill. You see here, the difference between doing this and doing what you get with teamwork is premeditated and you're trying to work together to accomplish a goal. But here, you're waiting and watching, being aware of your teammates' actions and utilizing the pressure and impact they are getting to amplify your own plays, even if they are not part of that equation on purpose. That is the way in which you can still get impact and value from your teammates without them actually working together with you. And then the last thing you need to understand about teamwork is that enemies aren't going to have it either. This means they're less likely to peel, this means they're less likely to combo, and there will be more gaps for you to exploit with a lack of teamwork. Take note of enemies that are isolated, not working together, or simply won't get help, and abuse that left behind weak link until the enemy tilts to oblivion. Now, the next thing that characterizes Elo Hell is poor mechanical skill. Now, this is another hard truth. If you're stuck in low gold or lower, you have very poor mechanical skill. Now, the reason I say this is if you have really good Overwatch mechanical skill, you can climb yourself all the way to platinum without actually knowing that much about Overwatch or being that competent at Overwatch specifically. You could have bad game sense, poor positioning, but if your mechanics are on point, you will still climb. Now, don't rage at me. Admittance is the first step on the road to recovery, or the road out of your damn rank. But all joking aside, your aim does need work. And while I wish I could give you a magic pill that would just get you that aim, you need to realize that mechanics are a constant work in progress. You're never gonna wake up one day and magically have aim after 100 flicks, 100 180s, and 100 tracking of the enemy. I don't care how bald you become, you're not gonna magically gain that aim. But there are many people that play for a very long time and don't improve their aim all that much. So what are they really doing wrong? The first thing is their settings are not optimized. Whether you're on mouse and keyboard or controller, dependent on the characters you play, you need to optimize everything from your sensitivity to the settings that are going to max out your FPS and get you the most optimal performance in game. While this is going to be different for every single person, I want you to become very interested in how to make your settings feel good, how to make your setup feel good, and how to feel fresh and comfortable with your equipment every single time you pick it up. Next up, you need specific practice every day, playing with the intent to improve your aim. Now, there's several factors to good aim in Overwatch. There is the raw mechanical aim, which is something that you will develop over time. Most people already have it if they played FPSs before coming to Overwatch. The second thing is movement, and this is the biggest reason why many people that come from other shooters can't aim in Overwatch, because it's very difficult to hit your shots in Overwatch when players can crouch and move left and right without affecting their aim at all. This means people can crouch spam, move left and right, jump, and still be perfectly accurate, and it's very hard for you to hit them in return. So practicing against the individual characters in the game moving very quickly in a mode like Tryhard Free For All or a mode that simulates real movement, that's how you're actually going to be able to hit shots in Overwatch, not just practicing an aim trainer all day, every day. That's going to have huge diminishing returns. And while yes, it's going to fulfill that raw aim compartment, that's only one tiny piece of how to actually improve your mechanical skill. Now, the last thing that you need to practice is pressure. And this is something that you have to slowly and surely become used to in Overwatch. There's going to be a lot of situations where not only do you have to be able to aim, not only do you have to be able to hit a moving target that is moving very quickly, but you have to do it under pressure when multiple enemies are trying to kill you and killing you very quickly. Think an Ana that has to sleep a nano blading Genji. That's the most pressure a person could be under, because if you miss this one ability, you die, and if you hit it, not only do you stop the Genji, but you most likely flip the entire fight into your favor and win it. It's actually kind of ironic that the times in which we need the absolute best aim for us to be playing at peak performance are in the times when we're under the most pressure and the least likely to perform at our absolute peak. The absolute best way to overcome this fear is with limit testing in a more controlled environment like quick play. Basically, you have less pressure on you because you're not concerned about your rank, and limit testing means that you push your character to the absolute brink and you play in a way that you do not care about living or dying. I'm not saying that you should position poorly and give up all rhyme or reason, but what I am saying is that you try to hit the sleep dart in the last moment. You try to kill the enemy and duel the Genji instead of running away. You use your health as a resource in order to execute mechanical plays. You don't run away and always retreat from danger, because there's going to be many situations where you do not have the option to retreat, get peeled, go back to your healers. Instead, you have to perform, and you have to perform well. And this is what you need to practice in these controlled environments so that you can become more numb to the pressure when you have to perform it in game when the entire game is on the line in a clutch moment. Now we do gotta talk about Smurfs, and I want to make this clear. Many people claim they're up against Smurfs far more than players actually play against Smurfs. You need to understand that just because someone's playing incredibly well one game doesn't mean that they're a Smurf. It doesn't matter what their account status is. People can come from various skill levels, and there's no guarantee that who you're playing against is a Smurf or not a Smurf. All that matters is that you don't let it psychologically get to you. If a player is playing incredibly well, look for ways to prevent them from getting value on you or shut down their gameplay. I don't care if it's a streamer or a pro, every single player makes mistakes, and look for those mistakes and try to make a play off them. If the person is truly a Smurf, you will become better by trying to pick apart the puzzle to their impact, and it will help you improve much more rapidly. But if you accuse everyone you run into as being a Smurf and you stop playing the game because you think it's unwinnable, if the end goal is to climb out of your rank into the ranks that these Smurfs actually play in, how are you gonna run away from a head-on fight right here and now? The next thing that we need to talk about is misconceptions. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I see people stay in low rank for a very long time. They built up preconceptions of the game and they do not allow their mindset to change. Even now, no matter what rank I get to or how well I'm playing, I always come across every new meta and every new interaction with an open mind. The reason I do this is because just because something has been true all the way up to this point doesn't mean it will always remain to be true. Metas can change, fundamental ideas can change, and it's very important that you don't think about the game in a very linear way. Don't think about the game like Reaper beats Monkey, or you should swap to this because this counters this. The game is far too complex to chop it up to a very simple understanding like this, and if you try to take whatever high rank logic or whatever a streamer said and apply it to your games, you're only going to hold yourself back if you're not constantly adapting and learning. And remember, with every big rule that exists, there could always be a situation that comes up where you could break that rule and still win. Now, the last thing and the most important thing that you need to make sure you do is drop the ego. Regardless of what rank you're in this game, there's always someone better. It doesn't matter if you're Grandmaster or top 500 or rank 1, there is someone that will absolutely body you. I guarantee it. Overwatch has some of the highest skill ceiling in the game, and it's very important that if you truly want to improve, you drop the ego, accept personal responsibility for your wins and losses, try to improve your mechanics, your understanding of the game, and I promise you, if you do all these things combined and you don't give up, you will 100% climb out of Elo Hell. I guarantee it. But smash the like, subscribe, and let me know down below what kinds of videos you want to see next. Thank you for coming by. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.